Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Light back with another video. In today's video we're gonna be doing um my my favorite Suicide Squad members, or my dream Suicide Squad, I guess. Uh so yeah. Don't get it fooled, like I'm not talking about no about rebirth edition of Suicide Squad. That's something else. I'm not talking about that. So I just want to make sure it's just the picture up there. I just found that picture. I was like, why not? Let's use it. So that's the reason that's on there. Don't get it fooled or anything like that. So yeah. Yes, let's get into it. So in this video, I'm just gonna be going over like my kind of favorite Suicide Squad or my dream one. I'm not gonna be doing like ideal or like just like some random members so they can die off or something like that. I'm just doing this. The ones, I guess, I'll just say my Suicide Squad and say who I like to see in it or whatever, with the combinations and everything. So, yeah, I'm not saying my favorite members. I'm saying like who I would like to see work together. Like, obviously, I like different characters. For example, like Killer Croc. I enjoy him as a character. It's just I personally see more in another character for the Suicide Squad. That's just an example. So, yeah, I guess let's get into this. So, I the first member I'm gonna choose right off the bat is, of course, Deadshot. I think he's just ideal for the Suicide Squad. I think he's just always a concurrent member. Like for example, Iron Man's always a member of the Avengers. For example, Deadshot's always a member of the Suicide Squad. Well, he's not always, but I think he needs to be in Suicide Squad. Even though he's not gonna be in the next movie, it's fine though. So it's not like it's not that bad. It's just I think he's a captured member of the Suicide Squad. Next, I would say Harley Quinn. I think, yeah, again, Harley Quinn is another one similar. Well, she personally, I would much rather see her in like most editions of the Suicide Squad. I think it's pretty good. But the thing is, sometimes with her character, I wouldn't mind not seeing her. Like maybe she's off with the birds of prey or whatever. Uh, so it's not like, oh, she needs to be in it like every single one. I just think she's another ideal member. She's pretty cool. I think it just shows off her character a bit more in Suicide Squad than just riding around with Joker all the time. So that's something else as well. The next one would probably be, of course, Rick Flagg and Amanda Waller. For obvious reasons, I'm just picking them because, again, Amanda Waller just created the Suicide Squad, so it's not like uh, without her, they're pretty much nothing. But, or I wouldn't say that. I would say more like she's another one that just has to be there. She's like Iron Man in the Avengers again, or Superman in the Justice League, for example. And then another one would probably be Rick Flag, of course, obviously, because he's another one. He's like another addition. He brings the Suicide Squad down to earth a little bit more, and he's just the kind of like the enforcer, I guess. But I mean, he's not. He doesn't have to be in everyone. Like Harley, like Amanda Waller has to be, unless she ends up like, let's say we're doing a Suicide Squad movie trilogy. It would be fine for her to get killed off if they killed her off in the second one. But you have to make sure she's the one who's like recruiting these characters. So that's it. I guess Rick Flag, he yeah, he's similar to Amanda Waller, but like maybe you could replace his character with somebody else or whatever. Like for example, Batman: Assault on Arkham. I can't remember. I don't think he's in that movie either. So again, that's another instance where he's not in it. The next one would probably be King Shark. Now I think King Shark is a really interesting character. Uh, just in the way he acts in this whole story. Uh, but like he's another one exactly like Killer Croc. To the reason why I'm not saying Killer Croc, for example, is just because the fact that he's kind of more of a Batman villain. Well, you could say the same about Harley Quinn, but he's kind of like his own character where he would be shining in like when he versus the Batman, for example. So that's the reason why I'm not putting him. Whereas in Harley Quinn's case, she's more of just like a sidekick to uh, she's more of a sidekick to the Joker or whatever. So that's something else as well. That's the difference between Killer Croc and Harley Quinn. So yeah, and I'm not saying any of this to like either offend somebody or cause fights or whatever. Uh, yeah, that's something else as well. But yeah, again, onto the King Shark topic. Yeah, so King Shark, he's another character. He shines a lot when he's in the Suicide Squad, more than he does when he's just by himself. I guess he could be in like some comics by himself, but just I would much rather prefer him to be in Suicide Squad because I think he's an interesting character and he just shines a little bit better with them. Yeah, and again, I think you either have him, depending on what it is, him or Killer Croc. You always need at least one big guy or maybe even Orca, but I would lean towards one of the two. Uh, just because, just because the fact that they are just the big characters, I guess. Like usually you need like a big character in a team, especially one with like so many of these characters non superpowered. So that's another reason why I'm saying to put in King Shark because I would much rather him over Killer Croc. The next one would probably be Katana, and the Katana is another foundational Suicide Squad member. Uh, just for the fact that like she's usually there again to like ground them a little bit to more heroism, similar to Rick Flagg. She's not exactly a villain. She's never a villain, but she's not exactly a superhero, if you understand what I mean there. Uh, someone say anti-hero kind of, but yeah. Again, she's another one who grounds them to heroism, and I just find that she's another like kind of foundational member. But here's where you change. Only put her in if Rick Flag is there or some other military agent. I don't think she works well in these Suicide Squad things when Rick Flag, for example, is not there. That's just something I find a little bit off-putting. Just because the character, the way she acts and stuff, you find that she wouldn't be doing like just joining the Suicide Squad out of nowhere. So that's another thing. But again, she could be there and there by herself or whatever. If like say Rick Flag dies, or whatever. So that's another thing. The next member would probably be like either I would choose either Captain Cold or Boomerang, one of the two. Uh, I just find I just find that one of the two of them would probably be really interesting. I feel like, but you do not put both of them in there. That's just a fact. You don't put both. You don't put Captain Cold and Boomerang in the same Suicide Squad. You either put one or the other, just for the simple fact that they're both Flash villain. And I know this doesn't make sense. I know this doesn't like matter, but like the fact that they're both kind of like very similar characters in the way they kind of act. Um, I mean, Boomerang's just way worse, but like they're both kind of small time crooks, to be honest with you guys, or not small time, but they're both very like crook. They're crook based. So that's another reason why I think it's just a waste of a spot, to be honest with you guys. Because again, these you gotta cap it off at a certain point. So it's not like, oh, I'm gonna put in like 30 members. I'm trying to make it to where it's like 8 members, maybe 8 people actually fighting, including Amanda Waller. So yeah. The next character I would definitely put is probably uh Diablo, maybe. But here's where you go with his character, especially. Uh, is it kind of totally depends on exactly what's going on. Uh, just for the simple fact that some stories he dies, some stories he doesn't. Uh, do I think he's a very main Suicide Squatter? He's not a main, but like he's a main one. Like I would hope they put him in there. But again, like sometimes he'll die. I don't expect his head to blow off, for example. But I wouldn't be surprised if I saw him die or whatever. So that's another thing as well, Diablo. The next one is going to be actually Bloodsport. Now with Bloodsport, this is where it gets interesting a little bit. Because Bloodsport again, he's not a very main Suicide Squad member. Like you can do it easily without him, but I feel like as if they should maybe add Bloodsport in it, just because he gives off like he should be in the team. But again, sometimes he'll die. Like I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him as a gag, him die with his head blown off, or he dies in the battle, or I don't know what the deal is there. But he's another one. The next one probably Killer Frost. Like Killer Frost, she's not uh like you could do the Suicide Squad without her, but again, she's like another main one. You should probably add her in. Uh, yeah, just the way she acts and stuff. Again, like this team is very like it's a criminal team, but they're always trying to do some good, and they have a little bit of good in them enough to, or they have some decency, not to say murder women, children, for example, or something like that. So that's something else with these characters as well. But yeah, and again, I'm saying this only for like main ones, not to blow their head off or anything in the thing. Obviously, there's more like Polka Dot Man, the Thinker, Peacemaker, all these different ones. I don't think Peacemaker will get his head blown off, but there's a lot of different characters that can definitely be in this that are mainstays. But like again, most of them get their head blown off or something, or they just people don't really care about them. In all honesty, and I don't. So that's the reason why I'm this video is mainly going to be talking about the main characters. But yeah, hopefully I'll actually do this. I'm thinking about doing this with other superhero teams, like maybe the Teen Titans, Justice League, Avengers, X-Men. Who knows? But anyways, comment down below. What do you agree with this list? Do you not? But anyways, thanks for watching. Anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.